Hi, this is Terry Timothy with Timothy Educational Solutions, just talking for a few minutes about the purpose of schooling. Because if we keep the purpose of schooling in mind, then we will have better insight about what schooling should be about, whether that's public schooling or private schooling or charter schooling or homeschooling or unschooling or deschooling or programming schooling, summer schooling. Schooling has a purpose, and if we keep that purpose in mind, we are better equipped to adjust services and intentions for making sure that purpose is met. So schooling is a pass-through. It is an avenue that students are taking to achieve whatever vocation or career interest they ultimately want to pursue in life. Now, mind you, when a child is in elementary school, he or she very likely has no idea what that career choice will be. And so at that point, it's our job to provide children with proficiencies in multiple areas, so that when they dream later in life, they have the required basic proficiencies to pursue whatever dream they like. And that's really what we're doing from pre-K up until about middle school age, because right around the time when children mature into preteenhood and teenagehood, that's when they really start to develop enough cognitive ability to start thinking about the long term. They don't have enough risk aversion to control themselves sometimes to lean into that goal, but they do have enough cognitive ability to start seeing beyond the now and thinking about the future. So up until that point, when the brain wakes up enough to start dreaming about the future, we're really trying to make sure that we educate children to a certain level of proficiency in many subject areas, so that when they begin to dream about what they want to do for the rest of their lives, and granted that will change over time sometimes, but when they start dreaming, there are enough academic proficiencies in place that they can choose whatever field they like, and that's very important. At the high school level, once students have some insight about what they might enjoy doing, what their passions are, we are then supposed to be tailoring them toward using their proficiencies in those areas. So by that time, it shouldn't be about learning skills as much as it should be about applying skills in the ways that make the most sense for the career paths or the vocational paths that those students have chosen. So if you're going to college, you want to make sure you're applying your skills in a way that is consistent with getting a college degree. If you're going into the military, you're leading toward the ASVAB. If you're going into a tech school, you'll be able to pass your technical exams, and each pathway has its own set of standardized requirements that must be met. In high school, we hope to be able to provide students with academic practice, not just proficiencies, but also practice in the areas where they will be using those skills in the real world. You can do that throughout education, with the understanding that children may not have actual vocational goals until later in life. However, by the time a child gets to high school, he or she needs to have a fundamental understanding of the pass-through nature of school. It is not an end goal. It is your ability to use what you have garnered, what you have gathered over these 8 or 9 years of education in the way that will suit you in the working world, because the working world is a real place. So whether or not you go to college, whether or not you go to a tech school, you're going to have to be able to meet the requirements of the working world, where tests are real things, classes are real things, training is a real thing, timeliness is a real thing, interviews, cover letters are real things. There are real practical uses of the education that you are taking on in your classes, and all students need to recognize this pass-through nature. Teachers need to recognize it, administrators need to recognize it. Schools are only open to provide students with a means by which they obtain proficiencies to pass through the schooling system into the career or vocation of their choice. That's all schooling is about. If you're a homeschooler, you are schooling your child to levels of proficiencies in several areas so that they have the ability to choose what they want to do when they become adults, what they can do well as a result of the proficiencies they have obtained through schooling. So if you think you have a writer on your hands, then that writer needs as much practice and professional writing as possible in order to be able to enjoy that vocation as an adult. If you've got a scientist on your hand, then that scientist needs as much practice in the particular area of science that he or she is interested in in order to manifest proficiencies in that area. And if you find that you, as a teacher, or as a homeschooler, or as a deschooler, or an unschooler, or an administrator, do not possess the ability to empower that student to pursue that dream through what you are providing, then you have to be honest about that and find an avenue by which that child can mature into the proficiencies needed for his or her chosen vocational or career path, because that's all schooling is about. So if I can help you any more in designing your schooling experience to meet the needs of students, don't hesitate to contact me at Timothy Educational Solutions, where I am here to support you in whatever goals and dreams you have for your pupils and your scholars. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.